This is regulator maintenance for a 170R. First thing to do is remove the two screws from the bottom of the pops. Remove the two screws, place them to one side. And remove pop assembly. Two components inside the frame. We have regulator piston and the regulator spring. Some flat nose pliers to very carefully pull the piston out of the frame. Can clean inside the frame if required, a Q-tip or a microfiber. You can then take the components that have been removed from the frame, spring and the piston, and clean off any excess grease or dirt or debris that's built up on those components. We have the piston out, inspect the O-ring, take a small amount of grease and wet the piston, O-ring, also the piston shaft. Don't need too much grease on these, just making sure the surfaces are wet with grease. That could be reinserted into the frame. Then take the pops assembly, wipe off any old grease or dirt again from components within the pops. And we can take apart the rest of the regulator. See, in the brass reg body here, there's a hole. You can insert hex key to unscrew this, or there are flats around the top of the reg body. You can use a wrench to remove. So I can unscrew that. Inside the reg body here, we do have one very important seal inside here, and this is a number 8 O-ring, 008 MBR 70 inside the reg here. You need to make sure this is clean and well greased. Best way to apply grease to this is take a small hex key, like this 5/64 or 2mm key, put some grease onto the end, and then work that around the O-ring inside that pocket. That O-ring seals around the shaft on the piston, that's why we have to grease the shaft and grease the O-ring. Once that's been cleaned and greased, you can place that to one side. Then take a 1/8 hex key, and from the bottom of the pops body, screw the adjuster inwards till it comes out. There's now nothing left inside the pops body there. Placed to one side. Now have the reg adjuster assembly. Again, you can clean up any dirt, debris or grease. You can inspect the regulator seal, which is the black piece inside the top of the reg adjuster here. If this looks damaged, pitted or cut in any way, then this needs to be replaced. And that can be done by removing the brass cap from the top of the adjuster assembly. The reg seal can then be pulled out. Work the reg seal out. Reg seal can be placed in either way. So in an emergency, you can actually just take the reg seal out and reinsert it the opposite way. Or if you have a fresh one, just reinsert a new piece. Also have purge poppet inside. This allows the regulator to vent itself when the gun's degassed. To reassemble, drop the spring and the purge poppet back inside there. Take your reg seal, push that back down inside the reg adjuster bottom, put the reg adjuster top back, and tighten back into place. very small amount of grease again. Careful not to put it onto the actual reg seal itself. You want to keep that as clean as possible. The O-ring on the outside can be greased. It can be dropped back inside. 1/8 back inside the adjuster, and whilst applying pressure on top of the adjuster, wind that back into the pops body. Take it all the way out, then go back in 2 turns as a starting point. Obviously you will have to re-chronograph after disassembling the regulator. Regulator body can get screwed back in. Screw it down, insert hex key back through, tighten down into place until it stops, and the pops body can get reattached to the frame. Two screws inserted back into the pops. They don't need to be over tightened, just finger tight. And then re-chronograph the marker after the regulator has been maintained. And that is regulator maintenance for a 170R.